Colorectal cancer has been hitting the headlines recently as well-known celebrities have passed away due to complications from the disease. Colon cancer is on the rise in younger adults, and the link is believed to be largely family history and diet. According to gastroenterologist Usman Tariq, the age you should start getting colorectal screenings varies by patient. Someone who has no family history of the disease can begin screenings around age 45. Someone with family history could start much earlier. While a colonoscopy is the gold standard of colorectal cancer screenings, there are other screening techniques available to start.
The amount of red meat that people are consuming, cigarette smoking and alcohol consumption have also been associated with a high risk of developing colon cancer. A diet which is not rich in fiber is also significantly associated with the colon cancer risk.
Tariq says the majority of patients diagnosed with colon cancer had no symptoms prior to their diagnosis. He says that's why knowing your family history and when to start screening is critical for your health.